Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the 10 persuasion triggers that all great sales messaging and sales conversations hit, along with the 3 marketing rules you must follow if you want to make more money online this year. We are covering it all in this video, so keep watching. Hey Posse, what's up? It's Alex. Here on my channel, you will find a ton of videos on copywriting, digital marketing, and branding, everything you need to build a successful business online today. So if you're into that, be sure to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe below. I create a free video like this every single week for you, and I really appreciate you taking some time to throw me some love down below. It is truly what keeps me going. Today, we are talking all about how to optimize your sales messaging with 10 timeless persuasion principles that absolutely will never die, combined with the things that you must keep in mind today for the modern buyer. But we are not just talking about how to optimize your sales page, because today, having great copy on your sales page is no longer enough. Buyers today are hesitant. They are wary, they are skeptical, and they just aren't buying as quickly as they used to. You have heard me say this before. And I am seeing this across every niche in every industry. To everyone I'm speaking to, it is not just a generational phenomenon. It has nothing to do with the economy. Buyer behavior is shifting, and it is shifting at breakneck speed. We have shifted away from a society where the majority of sales interactions happened face-to-face, in store, or door-to-door, where we could get a better gauge of trustworthiness, draw better conclusions, or ask our neighbor about their experience. And we're shifting now to a society where basically everyone and everything seems to be hidden behind a digital screen. And that comes with a whole new reality of scammers and impersonators and people using AI with ill intent. Essentially, that know, like, and trust factor that is the foundation of effective marketing is way harder to create today, because everyone has a collective eyebrow raised at all times, like, All of this means that marketing today isn't as simple or linear as traffic being sent to a great sales page. Of course, your sales page still absolutely matters, and you better believe I'm going to take you through my entire hot offer checklist in just a minute. And yes, you can grab a free copy of this in the description box below. But as I said, that alone is not enough. In fact, the buying process needs to start long before someone lands on your sales page and should continue long after. 81% of people need to trust you before they buy from you, so taking the time to really build that know, like, and trust factor early on is essential. It's everything. And this leads me to the first rule of great marketing today that you need to consider before you even think about writing a sales page. Rule number 1, build a personal brand. Listen, I don't care who you are or how amazing your marketing is, without a personal brand, you aren't going to get very far today. If you're selling anything to anyone, you need a personal brand. And this doesn't just apply to content creators or online coaches or influencers. This also applies to all of you freelancers and service providers too. In fact, Google search volume for personal brand has grown over 4 times in recent years and is now seen as a critical component of how consumers make purchasing decisions. Your personal brand is how people get to know you. It is how they perceive you online. It's how they decide whether you seem like a trustworthy person or someone they should just ghost completely. And I hate to say it, but your social media accounts are the new resume. I know, kind of freaky, right? Your potential employers are screening you hard before deciding to interview you. Yeah, and to be clear, when I say personal brand, I am not talking about creating endless content or faking it till you make it or documenting every single moment of your private life on social media. There are so many myths and misconceptions about what it means to have a personal brand, and I hate to break it to you, but you already have a personal brand whether you like it or not. Your personal brand is simply you. It's about showing people you are, in fact, a real human with personality and daily rituals and likes and dislikes. It's about being authentic, approachable, and available when your dream clients come looking, not about trying to be some big influencer online. Now, if the thought of personal branding terrifies you because you're introverted or awkward or are just straight up repulsed by the idea of having to show up online, listen, I get it. You are not alone. And that is why I am hosting an upcoming personal brand bootcamp. You'll learn how to confidently claim your corner of the internet, Position yourself as a trusted connection in the right social circles and attract premium clients who need your services now more than ever before. Whether you are just starting out, you're looking to grow a side hustle, or you're already fully booked, I'm going to prove to you why building your personal brand is your most brilliant business move in 2025. You'll walk away with the exact blueprint you need to confidently build your personal brand in 2025, and I promise it is beautifully simple. You can save your spot for that at the link in the description box below, and I cannot wait to see you there. And that brings me to rule number 2, make the right offer. So once you start to build your personal brand and you start creating connections and starting conversations, you can let your audience know that yes, you do in fact have something to sell. But of course, you want to be really careful here. The biggest reason an offer won't sell is the simplest reason of them all. Your audience just doesn't want what you're selling. So it is really important to understand what makes a great offer. Whether you're selling through a traditional sales page or a sales call, or maybe through conversations in your DMs, these 10 persuasion triggers are more or less the same. And by the way, they are all broken down for you step by step in my hot offer checklist, and you can grab your free copy of that in the description box below. Now, the first thing you want to do is identify the problem. So before you can convince someone to buy something from you, they need to believe that they have a problem worth paying to solve. I know that sounds like, yeah, obviously, duh, but this is often the most overlooked step when it comes to crafting an offer. This is what determines whether your audience will in fact buy from you. So you need to start the sales process by correctly identifying your customer's number one challenge or problem, or why they need you or your product or service, right? Just one. Then the next thing that you want to do is you want to empathize with their pain, right? Every problem has consequences or specific pain points associated with it. How does that impact your customer's life? Are they losing hours of their own time by not working with you? Are they leaving money on the table? Are they frustrated, restless, mildly inconvenienced, right? You need to be sure that you are effectively communicating these pain points in your messaging and reflecting that back to them. But you aren't trying to just rub salt in the wound or make them feel worse about their problem, of course, and a lot of people do this wrong. You just want to show them that you understand what it is that they're going through and that you genuinely want to help them. And simply listening and reflecting is the best way to do that. This is also done really well through storytelling by sharing a personal story of you going through something similar, or maybe a story of a past client or past customer and how you were able to help. The goal here is for you to tell a story that the customer can relate to, something that they can see themselves in. And then you want to prescribe the solution. So now that you've pointed out that one main problem, and of course the pain points or consequences associated with that problem, you want to then introduce a solution. Now keep in mind, this is not where you make your offer yet. This is another big mistake people make. But here you want to introduce a general solution to the problem. So if you're having a DM conversation, for example, with a potential customer or client, this is where you might say, yeah, I totally understand. Have you considered outsourcing some of this workload off your plate? As an example, right? And then go on to explain a bit more about why outsourcing could really help them. They could focus on what matters. They could focus on, their genius zone and really resolve that pain or frustration they're feeling. Now, whether this prescription is happening on a sales page or in an email or in a one-to-one conversation, it should feel just like that, a conversation and not a sales pitch. Because remember, they have to believe in the solution before they buy in to your specific offer. Once a believable solution is presented, the next thing you do, of course, is then pivot to you. So up until now, right, you should have really only been talking about them, listening, reflecting, and really making it about what they need support with. But now is when you want to pivot the conversation to share a little bit more about you, right? Now, this is the time to do it. But notice that I said a little bit. So you're not going off on a big tangent here about why you're so smart and awesome and why, they absolutely need to hire you, because this will 100% turn off buyers instantly. You simply just want to communicate your why. What is your mission or reason or inspiration for selling and creating the solution you are? And why are you uniquely qualified to offer it? So here's where you really want to start to build some trust and authority, right? Talking about how many people you've worked with or how you can simplify the process for them. And then you you want to move on to some strategic positioning and address the reasons why alternative solutions maybe haven't worked or won't work for your customer. Show them how and why you are different from those competitors or alternative solutions and why you are the best option to really help them. Now, again, this should all be happening very conversationally. And as I said, a big part of this is just listening and reflecting back, and then also sharing past experiences about, hey, listen, I really understand what it is that you're going through, and communicating that you got them. So if you're having a sales call, or maybe this is in the DMs, this can simply be just a back and forth conversation. If this is a sales page, of course, you still want to maintain that conversational, cadence and tone. This means writing like how you would actually talk and keeping your sentences and paragraphs short, and avoid overly salesy language because people just have very low tolerance for that right now. And just because you have their trust or you earned their trust in the beginning doesn't mean you still don't have to work hard to maintain that trust. They need to feel like you genuinely care and that you want to help them get the best results possible, whether or not that means working with you. All right, now the next part of the sales process is the time where you're going to finally introduce your product or service, making sure to include a high-level overview of what it is, who it's for, how it works, and of course, why it is different. So if you were paying attention, that is basically your product USP or unique selling proposition. Once you give that high level, like, hey, here's what it is and here's how I can help you, then you can go into the product details. And this is where you can share more of that left brain information, right? Everything your product or service has or does. And yes, this means sharing both the features and the juicy bennies or juicy benefits before, of course, then sharing the price. So obviously your customer's big first question will be, okay, how much is this going to cost? Totally fair. And the number one most important thing to remember when you are sharing the price is that the value you give should always be greater than the price. That's what makes it a good deal. The greater the gap between the value and the price, the more irresistible your offer becomes. It is pretty simple. And this is why you often see campaigns that use price juxtaposition, which is when you're comparing the product or service to a higher priced alternative, or offering bonuses, which is adding in more to increase that perceived value. Now, this increases the value price gap. And then the next thing you can choose to do, of course, it's completely optional, is to offer some sort of a special promotion, right? Maybe a limited time discount or bonus, which encourages your customer to act now and not later. Now, as I said, this is totally optional. Not all offers need to include some sort of special promotion. That's fine. Just keep in mind that you can insert some real scarcity here, and it does give your customer a great reason to buy now rather than wait, because most people will wait if given the option. Scarcity works for that very reason, and it can be used very effectively when it is in fact real. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will flush your sales down the toilet than being dishonest about scarcity just because you want to close a sale ASAP. Especially in today's highly skeptical market, people are already looking for reasons to count you out, so please do not make it easy for them. Now, the last part of your sales conversation, whether again this is on a sales page or you're having a sales conversation on a phone call or in the DMs, is to share the purchase details. Oftentimes this is overlooked, but it's so simple. You want to break down exactly what your customer needs in order to move forward. Map out the steps like 1, 2, 3, include any guarantees or payment terms or purchase expectations. You want to be as straightforward as possible and make it feel really risk-free. Remember, confusion is the biggest conversion killer, so always make sure you are as clear as possible on exactly what will happen next. Whether that's hopping on a call with you or, waiting to get an email with next steps or filling out an order form. And then once you've closed the sale, yay, you can totally ghost them and pretend like nothing even happened, right? Wrong. The key to any successful business, of course, is not just knowing how to close new customers, it's also how to keep them around long term. And this is so important today when there have never been more options available to your clients and customers. And that brings us to the last and arguably most important marketing rule of them all: nurture brand loyalty. 88% of consumers become loyal to a brand after 3 or more purchases. 3 free. So be sure to put in that extra effort to follow up with them, check in with them, and be helpful and supportive, even if you have nothing else to sell them right now. Continue to show interest in their progress and, of course, their success. Your goal here is to create an online space that people want to be in and stay in forever, and a community where they feel like they belong. So even if there is a cheaper offer somewhere else, they would never dream of leaving you, your community, your business because of the service and the support that they've got. Remember, the goal of anyone doing any kind of business should always be to keep your best customers coming back. Because listen, it is way easier to turn a customer into a repeat customer than it is to turn a stranger into a customer the first time. So once you do all that hard work of actually getting a customer in the door, please keep them around. This is where your personal brand really continues to play such a critical role in nurturing long-term loyalty. I'm talking about your messaging, your identity, your values, who you are. This is why you do what you do, how you communicate, how you show up. And if you want help building your personal brand this year, then make sure to mark your calendar for my upcoming personal brand bootcamp. This is for service-based business owners who really want to grow their authority, income, and referral network. And listen, you gotta be there. So hit the link in the description box below to save your seat. And while you're down there, don't forget to download your free hot offer checklist. Now, what rule do you think is most important when it comes to sales and marketing today? Did I miss any? Comment below and let me know, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift.
Okay, so here's something I've been thinking about like a lot lately. As more and more artificial, superficial, emotionally dead, and utterly useless content continues to flood our feed, content in its most basic form has essentially become dirt cheap. Anyone can crank out words, videos, images in record time thanks to AI. And honestly, the only people who are excited about that are AI bros who are trying to impress other AI bros. The truth is, our customers are not buying it. In fact, they are downright over it, and the backlash and distrust is apparent everywhere you look online. So, in this new age of AI, the ones who will win the marketing game is not the one who can create more content faster. In my opinion, that is a race to the bottom and not a game I want to play. Instead, it's about who can connect with more people deeper. Yes, I am talking about less automation and more authenticity, but saying authentic and being authentic are two totally different things. So how do you authentically stand out and rise above the noise today? Well, I am sharing what I believe is the future of marketing and how you can make a bigger impact while working less in 2025. So keep watching.